So I've been watching a lot of TikTok lately. I've been feeding into a vicious dopamine cycle, numbing my brain as I destroy my attention span as an escape from this bleak reality. When I came across this.
Smash or pass? Let's go. Smash. Pass. Smash. Pass. He cries too much. Oh, mommy. Smash. Oh, too much hair. Pass. That's a kid. Pass. Another kid. Pass. Ooh. Smash. Age appropriate. Smash. Pass. Smash. Ooh, smash. Smash. Pass. Pass. Ooh, immediate smash.
So what you just witnessed there was Red the Angry Bird playing Smash or Pass with other video game characters. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, that bird did not look particularly angry. This guy seems very happy with himself. The more I look into Angry Birds, the less angry it seems they've gotten over the years. And as you'll see during this video, I've been doing a lot of looking into Angry Birds. So today I'm going to highlight a couple of the Angry Birds TikToks, and then we're going to swan dive into Angry Birds content, try and figure out what the hell's happened to Angry Birds. We're taking on $1 billion company today. I ain't no chicken. I'm taking on Angry Birds all by myself. All by myself? This is an investigation into the de-angrification of Angry Birds. The happy washing of Angry Birds. I don't know what to call it. And then at the end of the video, as revenge on the Angry Birds, I'm going to be playing Smash or Pass on the Angry Bird characters. We're going to show Angry Birds that too can play at that game as revenge. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the history of Angry Birds. There's plenty of other videos covering that. But to give a brief overview, the game first came out in 2009, so 14 years ago. That's terrifying. Oh my god. So it's a simple game. You get your bird, you launch it out of a slingshot, you kill the pigs, you rescue your eggs. Now, within a couple months, they became the most popular app on the App Store, and soon after, they became one of the most successful franchises of the early 2010s. The main game achieved over 2 billion downloads. They had merch, tons of spin-off games, crossovers with Star Wars, Rio, Transformers, Just Dance, Green Day, Fruit Loops, Matt Damon, and many more. They have several TV shows, 2 movies, even a theme park. And just like everyone else in the early 2010s, I loved Angry Birds. I have very, very fond memories of the game. I think I was definitely one of the early adopters of the game. So, lifelong fan right here. And I always felt that on a deep emotional level that I connect a lot with the Red Bird. We are both very angry and we both have big eyebrows. Even today, I did my best for the video to dress up as the Red Angry Bird. I went to the shops to find the red beanie, but I could not find one. So when I saw this TikTok, I was shocked that this bird did not seem remotely angry at all. Now, I know it is much easier to relate to a more complex character than it is a simple one. And Angry Birds is a franchise predominantly for children. I'm sure if these birds were just angry all the time, it wouldn't be very appealing to anyone. And kids especially, they just want to be blasted with good feelings all the time. That's why every kid's film ends in a dance party. But when playing the games, I always felt the point of them was that the birds were angry, and the pigs were annoyingly happy. Speaking of the Smash or Pass video, there's a lot to unpack here. Yes, Red the Angry Bird appears to be bisexual, or at least he is open to the opportunity. That being said, dude's got pretty high standards for a foot-tall bird. Dude said pass on Tracer. What are you, nuts? Explain that, Angry Bird. Now, after seeing this TikTok, you may think that this whole thing very out of character for the Angry Birds, but I'm here to tell you that it's absolutely not. We have barely scratched the surface on this TikTok. Okay, so let me know if I'm misreading this one. But is the initial implication that the yellow bird puppet was performing Birdalingus on the red bird puppet's cloaca? Now, I don't know about you, but when I watched that clip, I felt a little awkward. But don't worry about it, it's just chalky eggs. You have a dirty mind. Again, maybe it's just me. Maybe that wasn't the implication of that video, and I overanalyzed it. Stop it, Red. You're being foul. Now, there's also another TikTok of Red reading out fan fiction.
Friends sometimes kiss each other, right? It was then when Red got an idea. But he couldn't stop himself from thinking about it again, especially when staring at Chuck.
And from this, I'm getting that often the red bird and Chuck the yellow bird are often shipped together. But obviously, Chuck isn't the only character that Red the Angry Bird is shipped with. What am I doing? In February of this year, a heated back and forth between the Angry Birds Twitter account and the Cult of the Lamb Twitter account ended with a shocking turn. Okay, while editing this, I decided that I would take you through all the interactions that they had. It's actually pretty entertaining. So, Cult of the Lamb challenged the Duolingo Bird to a boxing match. And the Angry Bird decided that it would take the Duolingo Bird's place instead. This escalated into some shit talking. The bird threatened to cook and eat the lamb. Then Cult of the Lamb got personal and said tomatoes will go great with that burger, showing a screenshot of the Rotten Tomatoes score that the movie got. Angry Birds then offered a parachute due to the declining player base that Cult of the Lamb has, which led to Cult of the Lamb opening a portal to the year of 2010 when Angry Birds was relevant. Then they kissed, and we'll keep talking about it now. Now, to be fair, the Angry Birds did not instigate the romantic twist. This seems to have been instigated by Cult of the Lamb. And how did Angry Birds respond to these advances? At first, they played coy, then they cited commitment issues, and then they claimed that Cult of the Lamb had committed infidelity after Cult of the Lamb started trying to court other video game properties. Now, it does seem that Cult of the Lamb thought that the relationship was poly, which just goes to show that communication is a foundation for any relationship. Now, if you were curious about how the relationship's going now, they've gotten a divorce, they consider themselves to be exes, but they do keep in touch and send each other gifts. Personally, I'm hoping that these two crazy cats sort it out. I'm rooting for them. This video has gone in a wildly different direction than I initially planned. We are 3 videos into the channel, and already I've completely spiraled. This video was meant to be about how the Angry Birds seem happy instead of angry. Now I've crossed into the territory of the sexual liberation of Angry Birds. But this well goes deeper. Now, maybe we can attribute Red's game of Smash or Pass to the back and forth between Angry Birds and Cult of the Lamb on Twitter. All of these posts that they did got tons of engagement, potentially more than Angry Birds has gotten in years. But the spicy nature of these chickens predates this interaction by far. Now, jumping back into how Red is portrayed in the TikToks, you may see that he doesn't resemble his game counterpart, rather he resembles the movie counterpart. So because of this, I watched both of the Angry Birds films to see if this is how he is portrayed in the films. And let me tell you, I wish that I hadn't watched both Angry Birds films because I did not enjoy them. I do have some regrets about beginning this video. But also, I can identify that I am not the target market for these movies. These are movies for children. And look, for what these movies are worth, they are very beautifully animated, and both of them have a couple of funny moments. I wouldn't say I was quacking up in this movie, but it had some funny moments. But most of the time, I wasn't really amused. I was told that the second one was vastly better than the first one, and let me tell you, I did not think so. I think the first one had a lot more charm to it, you know, and a lot more uniqueness. The second one felt a lot more stereotypical, I guess. Now, I'm not going to subject you to a full breakdown on these films. We're just going to talk about a couple of little things about them. So for starter, for a film called Angry Birds, no one is really angry. The main group in this film are an anger management class, but yet none of them seem particularly angry. Chuck seems impatient. Bomb is pretty chill most of the time, but he's easily spooked. Matilda, who runs the class, honestly seems pretty angry, but she represses it and then it's never addressed. The main character himself, Red, seems sarcastic, critical, negative. Occasionally, he does seem a bit miffed. A lot of the time, he's passive-aggressive. I would barely say he's angry though, and whenever he is angry, it seems pretty justified. All the birds treat him like garbage for no real reason. His house gets destroyed.
That house took me 5 years to build.
People try taking advantage of him. He's bullied for having big eyebrows. How dare you bully someone for having big eyebrows? Big eyebrows are cool. Now again, I get this film is for children, and they have to make the characters fun and likable. Red can't be going around flipping the bird, blowing up after every minor inconvenience. But real anger has been demonstrated successfully in animated films before. Specifically here, I'm talking about the film Inside Out by the character of anger, the literal embodiment of human anger. And while he is hot-headed, he does demonstrate a wide variety of emotions. But when he's angry, he's proper angry. But all of his actions, for better or for worse, are directed towards helping his friends and guiding the child that they inhabit through life. The film demonstrates that feeling these emotions like anger is an essential part of life. There's nothing wrong with feeling sad or angry. An important moment in the film where all the birds realize that their young, their eggs have been stolen by the pigs. And they all gather around and they're all pretty sad, and then Red gives a little speech about how they're gonna get the eggs back and they gotta get angry. But as he's talking about getting angry, he's smiling the whole time. And then everyone starts smiling. They're not angry, they're just fired up. They're pumped up. To say these birds are angry is a bit of a stretch, just like that pun was. If anything, they seem excited to take revenge. That's not what anger is. Pigs have stolen your young. They're going to cook them up and eat them. Stop smiling. Now, moments prior, before the birds decide to go to Pig Island, Chuck has this suggestion.
We start replacing those kids. Ladies, get busy! We're gonna be laying some eggs tonight.
Now is absolutely the wrong time, Chuck. Have some class, dude. Now, it's not uncommon for adult jokes to be in films designed for kids to keep the parents entertained. You'll see this in pretty much every animated film. But there is a lot of raunchy jokes in the Angry Birds film. And not all for the parents. A lot of them are pretty surface level. And I'm not suggesting that it's getting to a problematic level. I'm just saying that it felt like a lot. Especially for a game where no character typically has a lower half. I'm sure a very specific group got a lot out of this moment. That video made me feel a bit unpheasant. These pigs are strippers. What? Stop stripping. Keep your clothes on. Or don't have them on at all. Now the implication is that they're nude. I don't know. And all this is just from Angry Birds 1. Wait till you see Angry Birds 2. It's mating season. Just kidding. That's like the only one in Angry Birds 2. They really toned it down. To me, when I watched it, it felt like a very deliberate choice to tone that content down. Now I figured I've watched the films. I've done my research. I've stalked the socials. It was time to actually go back and play the game. Now, I wasn't able to download the original Angry Birds. That is unfortunately long gone. But I did download Angry Birds Friends and Angry Birds 2, and let me tell ya, I'm having a freaking blast. I cannot stop raving about these games. My favorite birds are Bubbles and also Red and Terrence. And notably, in Angry Birds 2, you can see that the birds look really angry. This is the true rage I've been looking for. Looking into the eyes of this little guy, it gets me fired up. I need to save my son! I'm eating pig tonight! In hindsight, I think the real Angry Bird is us, the player. Birds in the game work so well because they have a vast array of emotions as well. They reflect what the player is feeling at the time. They're angry when I'm angry, they're happy when I'm happy. It's giving me, the player, emotional validation. And I think that's why the TikToks and the movies felt so jarring for me, is because I am not empathizing with these birds. I'm not connecting with them. In the movie, it's about the lack of emotion in regards to their children being stolen. In the TikToks, it's because the bird didn't find Tracer hot. Now, this just makes me wish that I started the video by playing the game instead of watching 2 whole movies and like a bunch of TikToks. As we come to the end of our weird pipeline here, we can see that the marketing absolutely worked on me. This one TikTok got me to watch 2 films and download 2 games. I love Angry Birds. But the real question is, would I smash the Angry Birds? Pass, 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 pass. I would never smash a bird. Don't you know that's illegal? These are birds. They're animals. That's ridiculous. Pass. Pass. Wait, hold up.
No fighting.
Smash. Thanks for coming on this weird journey with me, guys. I hope you thought this video was impeccable. If you made it this point of the video, please hit like. I'd really appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. Let me know if there's anything that I should be talking about next. As you can see, it could be literally anything. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care. See ya.